we go live, don't forget to go on your phone and share it through the.
I'm waiting, Ted. I'm waiting.
Oh, we live. Man, you can't come in here 30 minutes late and try to run nothing.
I was not 30 minutes late. So
this our behind the scenes stuff. This is all we know we live, but this is what we do before we get warmed up.
James already in there. Go on, James.
That's what a real hub would do.
It still does not give me the option to go do a watch party, but I'm gonna go ahead and share.
Okay. Can you tag us? Or can you tag me? Thank you very much.
Yes, I can.
Thank you very much.
I'll think about it.
Oh, I shouldn't have did that.
What happened?
I shared it to my real estate Kaizen. I don't need nobody watch. Now watch 100 of them niggas. Yeah.
All right. You're live, Tonya Covington.
I think we're about to hit this go mark.
Hit the clutch, man, before we get off of here.
We're gonna bring you back in a minute, Tonya. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Let's roll.
The views and opinions expressed by guests and/or comments are those of the persons who submitted them and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of In the Clutch Sports Talk and More podcast. Any content provided by guests are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company of any individual or anyone or anything.
Man, what a sexy intro, man. I just love it.
Anyway, welcome back to another edition of In the Clutch Sports Talk and More. I got two awesome guys. Well, I don't know what an awesome guys is, but I got two guys here. One T Will. What's up?
What it do? Showing up. What it do?
What it do?
Hello, world.
D Early is in the house.
How y'all doing today?
There you go.
Very white. Very white.
I'm trying not to talk like that. Y'all, okay, whatever.
Anyway, so welcome to another edition of Shona Sharita. Today we have a very, very special guest, and we hope that this is some information that you all are going to be able to use, in your future. So we're going to be discussing Home Buying 101. Our special guest today is Miss Tonya Covington, and she is hopefully going to be able to answer your questions, any concerns that you may have about home buying. So we're going to bring on Miss Tonya Covington after this short video. Tonya Covington Realtor, a multi-million-dollar producer in the Mid-South since October 2000. She is an accredited buyer's representative, a seller's representative specialist, and committed to excellence. Tonya assists her clients with budgeting, home repairs, and the loan process, all the way to closing. Tonya exemplifies integrity, energy, hard work, and creative service in every detail of her real estate transaction. She has built a successful career in real estate for over 19 years in the Mid-South. Clients chose to work with Tonya for her full-service team, ethics, experience, and expertise. Her base is strong, full of loyal, repeat customers. And that is the reason Tonya has been so successful in this incredibly competitive sales environment. Tonya's extensive knowledge of the Mid-South residential real estate market is unparalleled. Her clients have consistently sought her advice and trusted her judgment on many deals. A woman of faith, family, and community. Tonya believes one is not defined by what he or she receives, but by what he or she gives. Please call Tonya anytime without obligation. She is ready to go to work for you today. And that she is ready to do. I want to welcome Miss Tonya Covington to In the Clutch.
Hello, everybody. Thank
What's
you
How
for
you
Hey,
doing?
having me in the
Tonya.
clutch. Hey, guys.
How you
what's going
doing?
on?
What's up? I'm going to take off this thing because it's not working for me, but y'all see me, right?
You
Yeah.
are the number one realtor.
I am the number one realtor, Riri.
Yes, you are.
Well,
Well,
welcome.
we're gonna let you answer some questions. We'll start with T. Will, since he, I think, was a customer of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you doing, Tanya? And welcome to the show. One thing
Thank
I can say about this lady right here, we've been friends for years and years and years. She's helped me with. I'm a new time home buyer. Been in my house officially a year now, so she helped me go through the whole entire process. It was a smooth transition, but she'll explain a little bit later. I thought it was too easy, but she'll tell you why it was so easy for me. But I can go to bat for her 1,000%. So that's the reason why I say that not only by her being on the show and we putting her out here, we have some people that have actually worked with her that can vouch for her services. So I guess we're going to jump into the first question, Tanya. What, where did you get this passion from to do realty work, and what got you started to uh, down this process that you like doing years and years later? Because you've been doing it for what, 19 years now? How long you been doing it?
Yes, yes, sir. 19 years. It don't feel that long. I sometimes I forget how long it's been, but yeah, time goes by so fast. But thank you for asking me that question. My passion, what got me started? When I bought my first home back in 1994, of course, I went to a real estate company that I felt like would represent me. I was young. I think I was about 27 years old, and I trusted the realtor to help us in our process because we didn't know. We walked into a office and said we want to buy a house. You know, a lot of times we wake up in the morning or we decide, oh, I want to buy a house. So the lady took us out shopping. We did the process, but we were the one most important thing that I learned throughout that process was to always have a home inspection. We at that time young and trying to save money, and when it came time to have a home inspection, we were like, no, do we have to have that? And she was like, oh no, y'all got an FHA loan, so they're gonna check it out and everything and make sure that it's okay. Well, that wasn't true. You always have a home inspection. Any customer of mine, if I have to pay for it, you're gonna have a home inspection. So after fast forward, we closed that night. It kept getting cold. The furnace wasn't coming on. It would come on, but then it would go back off. Why? Because it had a big hole in the combustion chamber. When I got the HVAC people to come over, they showed me this big hole that was in the combustion. Gas was seeping out. That was a dangerous situation. Me and my family could have died in that house, you know. And so at that very moment, I said that I was going to become a realtor because I knew that there were many other people like us, young, you know, trusting people that look like us. And it wasn't a good experience, but I learned a lot. So that struck that struck ignited a fire in me to go to bat for people. I have a degree in social work, so of course by nature I'm a person that is very protective of those that I care about or anybody that God places before me. I see my business as a ministry. So in my ministry, it is my job to guide you and protect you through this process because it's a it's a doggy dog world out there, if you would say. They say the big shark eats the little shark. So you want somebody that's gonna fight for you and that's gonna look out for you in your best interest. It's not about the money for me. It's all about you and making sure that you are getting what you deserve throughout your home buying process. That's one of the biggest purchases you're gonna make in your life. You know, besides being married and having children, purchasing a home is bigger than buying a car. You know, it's a big responsibility. However, it can be a very joyful experience and a memorable experience working with me. And I hope that you will trust and call me and let's talk about it.
You know what, Daryl? I mean, Tonya, that was a great uh, overview of why you actually want, doing what you're doing today. And ladies and gentlemen out there, if you wanted someone out there fighting for you and making sure that they have your best interest at heart, that shows you right there that Tonya, that's what she does. She just mentioned it's not for the money. It's part of her ministry. So I mean, I'm just thankful to God that He put her in my path to make my home buying experience a success. So you see her information at the bottom of the screen. Feel free to reach out to her. If you can't reach out to her, you can reach out to Daryl, Sharita, or myself at the show, and we'll patch you right through her to her.
Well, maybe that was my problem because I was in it for the money when I was doing it. And I made a lot of money in a short period of time, but it was just too much for me with everything else I was doing. Real estate just took up too much time. Tonya, I don't know if you can read this question. Someone left a comment. I don't know if you can see it. I'll read it
Put
to
my
you.
glasses on. You know, I done read 50. Hold on, man. Let me see what they say. It says, I have a question. Housing market today, how much over the asking price should you offer to be competitive? Example, a house is listed. Well, what's that? Miss Spearman, Tarika, that's a good question. How much over the asking price? And right now, in some of our areas, it has been a bidding war, is what we call it, when the inventory is low and the demand is high in particular zip codes, um, and the house is immaculate. What we want with the bells and whistles is what we call. You're gonna find that what is it worth to you? That's what I tell my clients. Um, you can't put it's priceless. You can't put a price tag on something that you want, you desire. I always tell people all the time, we buy what we want, but then we don't pay for what we need, the things we need. But if it's something you really want, you whatever you want, I don't know. We have to look at the numbers because at the end of the day, the appraiser is the one who's going to determine the actual fair market value of that property. So, unless you're willing to pay the extra out of your pocket
Yeah, that
that
was
you
the
offer
question.
them,
That's the question I was about to ask because I thought you couldn't borrow more than what the house is worth, right?
right, the lender is not going to give you. Now you can, if you got that extra 5, 10, whatever it is over that the appraiser says this is what the value is, and you agree to pay them, the seller, the extra out of your pocket, you pay it at closing. It happens all the time. People have, they pull it out of their 401k, or they've prepared themselves and have that money sitting waiting, and that say the house is 150 and you offer them 155, and the appraisal comes back at say 152. So that's an additional $3,000 that it didn't appraise. So do you have that additional 3,000 plus your closing costs? Now that doesn't eliminate your already expenses that you owe. That's an additional that you pay them at closing.
So
To,
so let's say in a scenario where they did that after the closing and everything, so they still would be, as far as the value of the house would still be whatever the lender had, not whatever extra money they put on top of it, right?
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah,
That's right.
because I
But
know people, they might look at it like, well, I paid 155 for it. It don't matter
right.
what you paid for, the actual value is still 152, whatever the appraisal come out with, right?
Amen.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
see, that was a great question, Miss. What was it, Spearman?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a
Torical.
great question, Torico. That was a great question. We invite you guys to keep bringing the questions on to us, but we'll jump on another one. I have another question that I wanted to ask you, and I'm sure a lot of the people out there are wondering the same thing, because when I first went through the home buying process with you, my first thing, and I think I actually started with you maybe 2 years before we actually got into it. And my question to you then was, what is the minimum score that you can have to start the home buying process? Can you just elaborate a little bit more on what it would take to actually get started?
Hold that question one quick minute. We got to take a commercial break. These sponsors ain't playing. They want their commercials ran. Hold that question. We'll be right back with the answer.
All right.
Are you in need of a professional yard service? Call Ernest Payne at Payne's Lawn Service. He provides a quote and a free estimate for gutter cleaning, leaf removal, mulching, flower beds, edging, family plots, and fallen limb removal. No job is too small for Ernest Payne. He can be reached at 901-620-7469.
Now we can go right on with that answer.
Yeah. And like I said, just want to know about the credit score and what it would take to actually get started in the home buying process, and if there are any kind of restrictions or anything like that.
Absolutely. That's another good question. Of course, like Daryl said, um, credit scores. Credit scores change according to the index. So I can quote you a credit score and it could change tomorrow, next week. That's all regulated by the government. That's why it's so important for us to pay attention to who is in charge. So to answer your question right now, 580 mid credit score, but you must have reserves to qualify. That's a FHA product. So you have different types of products. You have FHA, which is government, VA, which is also a government and is regulated by the Veterans Administration. Um, then you have your conventional style loan, which is a little bit more lenient. However, you have to be a much more stronger buyer with the conventional loan. The credit score has to be higher, and usually at least of 700. And you have to have reserves. You need to have money,
Which loan was that with 700?
The convention.
sir.
The
Which loan you
convention
said?
loan.
Okay, wow. Wow.
That's a conventional loan. Those loans, because they have less restrictions. So the borrower has to be financially able to sustain that property. Your credit score needs to be impeccable, meaning we ain't had no blemishes, you're not rebounding. You need to have some reserves, some money in the bank, some savings that you can contribute to the loan, because that's another part of this process, which could affect your payment amount with PMI insurance if you're able to put down additional funds for your down payment. There's so many variables that are included in the different types of funding, financing, but the minimum 580 credit score can get you started today.
So if you got let's say you got a 580 right now, and I think this is important to cover. Okay, let's say I go into a loan office and I get that loan approved today with my 580. How good is that score? I mean, how good is that loan offer? And do they recheck it again, or is it okay? I came in at a 580 today, and let's say I close in 2 months, and now I'm at a 575 because I went out and bought a. Can't do it. Explain that process to them a little bit, because I know a lot of people, they know they getting ready to move into the house, so they want to go get furniture and
Man, don't get Tonya started. Don't get Tonya started on that, man. Because through my
but
whole
I think
process, man, she'll tell me, Terry, don't spend this,
don't go
don't
do
do that.
nothing.
I'll get text messages all the time. Don't do that. Do that. Don't do this. So one
Hand
thing
me that
about
wallet.
it,
Look, hand me that wallet.
Credit card. And
but
the reason I
again,
say that, because when I was doing it, I had a lot of clients that did that. I'm talking about like right at close. We getting ready for close, and we come in and we can't close because they went out and bought a whole house full of furniture. So kind of explain that, Tonya, so the people who out here who might be interested in buying can understand how that total process works.
Yes, no, no, no. They're gonna always pull your credit the day before, the day of, the day after. You can even go to the table, sign the papers, and if you done went and showed out and they pull your credit the day after, they can rescind that loan still, because you asking these people to borrow 100,000, whatever, 200,000, whatever it is. They don't know you. They looking at your credit report to see how disciplined how disciplined are you with your finances and your money? Can they depend on you to pay them back their money? So no, you can't go out there buying stuff. You wait until after you close. Give it a couple days, and I done gave you the keys. That means that the disbursements have been made. Disbursement means that the checks have been cut, everybody's been paid. Now you can go do whatever you want to do. Okay. However, your mortgage lender gonna still be watching you for the next 12 months because they're responsible for you. So trust me when I say this, it's a wonderful experience. However, it's for the mature, for the grown folk only. You can't just because your mother, your brother, cousin, bought a house, you want to wake up and go buy a house. No, you have to be prepared mentally, financially, emotionally, because it's emotional roller coaster. But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to hold your hand. I'm here to guide you through the process, to explain it to you detail by detail. You can't say I didn't know, because with me, you're gonna know if it's important, and it's something that you need to make. I want you to make sure, because I don't want no failures. 2008, none of my people were evicted or foreclosed on, because I don't play like I don't do that. No. Just because you qualify for a certain amount, don't go spend that whole amount. No. You don't have to spend your whole amount. Save some. I'm gonna teach you how to budget. I'm gonna teach you how to be able to enjoy and put some flowers in the front yard. So you can wait. You ain't gotta go buy that furniture as soon as we sign the paper, because we need to clean it up first. We need to clean the house up. We need to get it ready. Then you can go pick furniture and go in the house and stuff like that. And I'm gonna tell you this one quick story before y'all go to the next question. I had a lady who was getting new construction. 6 months we had gone through her getting her house built, new construction from the ground up, as we say it. I don't know any other way a house can be built, but that's how we say, from the ground up. So by the time we went to go do our final walkthrough, y'all, I'm walking up through the driveway and past a car. I smell this new car smell come out of the car. I said, "Is that a new car?" Yeah, I had to go get. Oh my God, no! She like, what I do? Because they're gonna pull your credit report. No, they pulled her credit report, and they saw that she had went out and bought a new car, And she tried to say that wasn't her. No, that she tried to take the car back. You can't take it back. It's on your credit report. They see it. Anytime you let somebody mess with your social security number, it's your track record. That's how people know. Even people that don't know you, that's how they know you, by your social security number. Just like your thumbprint, your fingerprints, they are designed for you. They all go to you. So anything you do, it's on their credit report. Trust me.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem that a lot of people, they get over anxious, and credit gets straight, and they always want to get a car. And I mean, I went through the same process, same problems and everything when I was doing real estate. It gets frustrating even when you tell them, they think, but they already ran my credit, they already did this. It's just being knowledgeable about the whole process. And like I said, I wish younger people would start paying more attention to this. And Terry, did you have another question? Because I don't want to hog all the questions, but I got another quick question that I wanted to ask. Unless you had something you wanted to ask.
No, I can ask mine later. You can go ahead with it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know you say you help them out, you help them with a budget and all of that. Do you ever run into situations where just as a real estate agent, you just say it might be better for you to find another agent?
Yes,
Do you? Okay.
with no problem. Everybody not for me. I'm
Right.
not for everybody. And I understand that. I tell people when I get my new customers and clients, I tell them all the time, you were sent to me by God. I'm not out here competing with no other real estate agent. What's for me is for me. Sometimes the personalities don't mix, and I tell them all the time, I'm the captain of this ship. That's the reason why you hire me as your realtor. You have to trust me. I've been doing this 18 years before that, because I bought my house in 94. To me, I tell people, you started doing real estate when you first bought your first house. You do real estate too, Terry. Anybody own a house, you do real estate regardless. You might not, but in the end of the day, yes, because sometimes they don't. And then I learned, I've been doing this so long. You know how you get discernment. You can feel when some people maybe really not ready. You can tell. And I'm not gonna fight you. I'm here to help you. I'm not trying to make I don't want to work hard. I like to work. I don't like to do that. I tell people ask me why I do it for you. I don't do this for me. I don't do this for me.
And that's why I say I think my mindset, because I was younger when I was doing it. So for me, of course, when people did, like I had an older couple, I had some younger people. When they did close, it does give you a great sense of satisfaction that you help somebody. But I'm gonna be honest, I was in it for the money. I was like, yeah, I need this next sale. And even people that I was like, man, I don't want to deal with them, but I would still just stay there and show them like 14, 15 different houses. I think it was one person that I just said, you know what, you're gonna have to find somebody else. And really, they just said, you don't want
Ladies
to
and
go.
gentlemen, that's the person you don't want to help
No,
you
you don't want me.
with the homeboy perfect. And
I'm
at
telling
least
you
at least he honest. And this young lady on my right, that's the reason why we got on here, because she's going the extra yard. She cares about you. I mean, that wasn't a good thing for you to sit up there and say. At least you honest though.
No, I'm telling you right now, I was
And
young and I was in it for the money. I'm
let
being,
me
yeah.
let me say this for his defense. I'm gonna say this to his defense as a man, and I tell people all the time, real estate. First of all, he the man. He was the head of his household. He got to make sure that his mouths is fed, roof over their head. You got stuff to do. I thank God for Mr. Covington, because it might be many months that I might not make a check. I've gone a long time sometimes,
And
because it's a process.
And that was
It's
the
a
other thing. It wasn't my primary source of income either. So it was like it was a side hustle for me. So it was like, if I'm spending all this money for what is it, MLS dues and all of this, I'm trying to make all that back in a short period of time. And like I said, I think if I would have stayed into it I only did it for like 2 years. I think if I would have stayed into it, I probably would have developed that same attitude that you had, because I like helping people and I want to
yeah,
help people. And a lot of stuff I just,
yeah.
I didn't know a lot of stuff. So, you know, I'm just
Shout out
getting
to my guy
And
JC. That's how you take care of your woman over there, or as I call it, your Molly. That's how you take care of
yeah,
oh
he
yeah,
doing good. I thank God for him. Yeah, because and that's why I call it a ministry. I don't, God provides. He sent us what we needed when we need it. I don't brag on it. It's just the fact that I try to let people know I'm not trying to rush you. Because sometimes you tell people 15 houses. It don't take that many houses for a person to pick their house.
that was
You to
my
look They have looked at 15 online. You should have been able to narrow down which ones you really want based on certain criteria. But that's where I'm gonna train you. That's my
them.
process of helping you make a
you got,
smooth
I
choice.
was
you
I
got
was
to think when I
blessed
was
because I was blessed because the very first house that I
Yeah.
looked at, me and my wife looked at, and I'm gonna share this little story before we actually go to a little break. But I think I had my criteria set up online. So my wife wanted a swimming pool. I wanted a nice sized man cave. So that was really my criteria of what I wanted. So she can get what she wanted. I get what I wanted. And when the house first came out, I mean, not within 30 minutes, I called Tonya and said, "Hey, can you meet us over here? I mean, we want to look at this one." We met over there within the hour, came over here, and once me and my wife walked in the door, we looked at each other and said, "Oh, we ain't finna get this. It looked real nice. We ain't finna get this." But God said otherwise. Tanya said we're gonna go ahead and write this up. And
Right now,
within 24 hours,
it was
the
done.
the the seller approved the offer. So
Yep.
I got approved. I'm like, Tanya, it's easy. And that's why she had to tell me and said, "Terry, you went through the processes the right way. You got your credit score and all your finances and up. So it may look like it was easy, but it was actually hard work. But to me, it was a smooth process, thanks to her. So I'm just thankful to God that it wasn't a long, tedious process for me. And the very first house we look at, we were blessed to get.
and I'm thankful for these sponsors, because we got to run another commercial right quick.
Mhm.
Right.
Elite Legacy Logistics. Rise and shine. Let's grind. Are you a carrier? Tired of doing all the hard work yourself? Let me help with that. Are you aspiring to become a truck driver? I can help with that too. Join this $800 billion industry. Let me do the hard work so you don't have to. The best is the least that we can do. Call or text 954-414-7115. You can also email us at info@elitelegacy.net. Got a truck? We have loads. Must have valid MC number.
Miss Spearman has another question. I see you already answered it, Tanya, but just for the audience, can you read over there and answer for her right quick?
Her question is it okay to change agents if you don't feel comfortable? Absolutely. You are the boss. You are the client. This is your experience. You Anytime if you pick a doctor, if the doctor not right for you, you go somewhere else. You pick an attorney, if the attorney not right for you, you go somewhere else. You pick a realtor, that realtor not right for you, you go somewhere else. That's what we work for. My service. I mean, yes, it's your choice. Now, it is your obligation and responsibility to that agent to notify them that you choose to no longer work with them. That is our duty, my duty. I can't help you if you are already under a buyer's agreement with another agent? That's my first question to anybody that call me. Are you currently working with a realtor? If you are currently working with a realtor and you are not happy or for whatever reasons, um, then by all means contact me and then contact them and let them know that you have chosen to work with a different realtor. And thank you for your services. And that's the end of that.
And I know the other thing we used to run into sometime because people, they'll be driving by like a house and I know it's different now, but they'll drive by and see a for sale sign and they'll call a number on the sign and start talking to the real estate agent that's listing the house instead of saying, hey, calling their real estate agent and saying, hey, I see a house on whatever street and address, and letting the agent talk to the agent because I just think it's good practice for the agents to talk to each other, not the buyer trying to talk to the seller's agent.
Absolutely.
And hit on
Because yeah, the sign that's in the yard represents that client. I'm a buyer's, and now let's bag up a little bit. I have my accreditations, ABR, which is a buyer's accredited buyer's representation. That means I carry this briefcase the size of New York. Um, there's a lot of hats involved in that. Also, I am a seller's representative specialist, but those are two different roles. However, I prefer to work with buyers. That's my passion because I protect you. Um, so there's no, I don't have to go any further on that. But yeah, the person that sign that's in the yard represents that house, that person. So they're not looking out for your best interest. They're looking out for the interests of that person in the house and to make sure that they get the most and whatever. So for me to work with you as a buyer, my job is to make sure you're taken care of all the way down to that home inspection and repairs. If there's anything that's wrong with that house that needs to be addressed before you close, that's what I'm your eyes and your ears and your mouthpiece. I'm gonna speak. You don't have to talk to nobody. I know your story. I know what you need. I'm gonna go to work for you. So no, you
and
don't
here's
call the people off that sign.
right, and here's where okay, and I got a scenario for you. Here's where you got to have some great integrity. Let's say you're the seller's agent, and that person does call you, and they might not have a buyer's agent with them. So now you could possibly represent the seller and the buyer.
Right.
How does that work?
Very skillfully.
Good answer.
There's no other way. There's no other answer. It's very skillfully. It's it's a very bad situation to be in. And I will say to this and admit to the fact that a lot of times me, if somebody called me off of my sign, I'm gonna choose one of my colleagues, one of my partners in the business that I trust, and I'm gonna ask them to represent that buyer that called me off that sign because that's you stuck between a rock and a hard place, especially when it get down to repairs. When it get down to certain things, I can't fight hard for you as a buyer when that's my passion. My passion is my buyers, but the seller's paying the bill. Now y'all have to remember that the sellers pay closing, the sellers pay my commission, the sellers, the sellers the one with the money. They the ones that pay. They have to agree. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
a tight situation, and I don't put myself in it. I sign to somebody else and then just share because I'm gonna get half of the commission. I don't have to have all of it. That's a head, and I could get myself in a lot of trouble, and it's not worth it. I'm not gonna put
see, that's
myself in that situation. Somebody sue me because I did something doing it and didn't mean to. I could have inadvertently did it and not realize it. And so, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, because you can. I mean, you can easily fall in that trap because, like I said,
Being greedy.
it's greedy. I raised my hand because I was like, man, I got this listing. If I can find me a buy, and it wasn't like I was selling $200,000 houses. Most of the little small listings I had were in the $80,000 range or whatever. So if you can get the buyer and seller on, I mean, yeah, the seller and the buyer on that, that's it make up for the price of the house not being
Right.
great. But like I said, I knew real estate wasn't for me because I just when it got to that point where I was like, man,
yeah, because them the ones that need the most protection. Them buyers less than 100,000.
Exactly.
Ones getting dogged out because the house raggedy. I mean, they ain't did nothing to it. They probably had renters in it for a long time. Now they turn around and let me hush because I don't want to talk bad about it, but I'm a buyer's agent. So therefore, being a buyer's agent, that's my job. I'm gonna fight for you. When we had that home inspection, and it's the 6 main components of a house: the roof, the foundation, the heat, the air, the electric, the plumbing. Those 6 main components need to be operational. And everything else is cosmetic, so at that point, but if any of those, there's no in between. I'm not gonna compromise you for that, because afterwards you're gonna call me and say, Miss Tonya, this don't work. Miss Tonya, that don't work. So now I'm still stressing. No, we gonna get that cleared up beforehand.
That's why you've lasted 19 years and I only lasted 2.
Tonya, I have another question. I was fortunate enough to get my house and everything done before the pandemic. Unfortunately, we've been going through this pandemic for almost a year now. Is it a good time for people to still buy even during this pandemic? Are the interest rates low? Or, I mean, just overall, is it a good time to buy now?
Yeah, well, I'll say this: it's a great time to buy right now because interest rates are so low. It allows you to be able to afford more house for the same amount, or less than you pay in rent. Usually way less than you pay in rent. So that's the one. And then it's during election period. Election period also, allows for interest rates to go down low with the housing market. So yes, it's a great time to buy. There are a lot of programs still available out here for us through the government, HUD, Housing Urban Developments, FHA, Federal Housing Administration. They've got THDA, Tennessee Housing Development Association. They all have funds that can contribute. Now, you do have to qualify for it based on your criteria, your income, credit status, number of people in your household. So that does, all of those products are available for you. So it is a great time to buy. Um, it's a great time also to sell. I'll say that because right now prices for houses have gone up for us, and that's awesome. We were at an all-time low after the recession, so we are now being able to rebound. And a lot of us that saw a decrease in our value back then, now we're able to see the increase in our values. So if you're ready to upgrade, then it's an awesome time for you to go ahead and move and let our new first time home buyers come on in and take advantage of that, and you move on up to your next level of housing, because it's a great time to do both, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, I know the value of my house has went up since I moved in. I think I've been here 4 years now, and I kind of keep a watch on it, so the value has increased. Um, I ain't finna sell though, because I don't like moving. I'm tired of moving. I don't move enough in my life, so I think I'm stuck here. But I might check out some of them listings you got. Maybe I can work.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you might not want to sell, but you can do some investments.
See, I didn't even know that. See, that's good to know. You know, again, I was part of the first time home buyers process, so a lot of the stuff I didn't know until you just mentioned it there. I didn't know that the value of your house can increase. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it increases. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it can go up and down, but for the most part, it's a because of inflation and everything, it's more than likely going to be a steady increase each year, unless we have a major stock market crash or anything like that. It'll, you know, and that's what you and see that's where like in 2005 and 6 when I bought my other house, you know, it was we bought high. And then when the market crashed, we were so upside down we couldn't sell it if we wanted to. So now you was in a situation where what can I do? And unfortunately, foreclosure. But hey, you know, I was able to rebound after a few years. But it's just the fact that we have to be smart on the decisions that we make. And I try to tell people all the time that. And I think you hit on this, Tonya. Just because you can afford, just because the loan says you can get that $300,000 house, it don't always mean that's the smart thing to do. You know, so it's all about educating yourself. And I just want to say this before we go to another quick commercial break. You know, we talk about different things on this show. We laugh and joke a lot. We mainly talk about sports. We get into other subjects. This subject right here is part of a series of shows that we want to do. We want to bring Tonya on because, you know, she's an outstanding real estate agent. But we want to try to help people, inform people, to educate them on not just real estate, on other matters. We don't want to get too much into politics, not too much. We want to hit on it a little bit, but everybody got their own opinion. So you have to find your own information on some of that. But Tonya is willing to help people. So we just want, hit her numbers right here on the screen. You can write it down, save it. You might not need her today, but you might need her in the future. So just I just wanted to put that out there. The In the Clutch Sports Talking More podcast. We're not just about sports. We're about informing the people and getting all the information that we can out to them, and stuff that we might not have expertise in. We definitely want to bring in people like Tonya that can answer your questions better than we definitely can. So with that being said, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we got I think Terry got a couple more questions, and then we're gonna be getting ready to close everything out. So hold on one second. We gotta take this one last commercial break. Lily May handmade aromatherapy products offer several essential oil-based and fragrance-based products. Our line includes a myriad of body butter, creams, bath bombs, lip balms, and so much more. Our products are handmade with focal points of integrity, quality, and wellness. Add Lily May to your self-care routine and enjoy the benefits of aromatherapy. And we are back.
Hey Tonya, I know you be busy and you blocked out this time to be on the show with us. So first of all, we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to do that. But I just got a couple more questions. And I'm thinking about the people who are maybe not as fortunate. Just say a person has a low credit score. Just say you're saying the lowest is 580. Just say somebody is hovering around that or a little bit lower. Do you know of anybody that helps, repair credit? Or can you lead them in the right direction of what they should do to try to, get above the threshold they need to be to start the home buying process? Because that can be very stressful. You really want to do something, and you can have things on your credit from back when you got out of high school and not know anything about it. So do you have any suggestions or references of people that need to, get the credit fixed?
I do actually. That's a good question because y'all know we see so many different companies that are advertising for credit repair, and they charge these fees, and a lot of times I get calls from people that say, they call this company and that company, and they paid this certain money, but they never see anything change, and they don't. So how do you know who to trust? So that's one thing I appreciate being a full-time agent, that I do this is all I do. And so I'm always looking for resources for people. Of course, again, I said I'm a realtor, so I don't do credit, I don't do loans, I don't do, home inspections. However, my team, I handpick them based on their ethics has to be mirrored to mine, because when I send somebody to somebody, that represents me. And if you don't do a good job, guess what? That person's gonna come back to me and say, "Well, you sent me to so and so, and they did. I paid this money, and they not happy. So now my name, my reputation gonna be ruined." No. So I handpick people. I pick companies. I have couple on my list that I trust. That I send you to. I'm not gonna put plugs in out here because they can pay for some advertisements if they want some.
They're right. They're
So
right.
Y'all take them.
I know, right? I'm gonna turn you on to them too. Uh, Therefore, if you're one of those people that need some help, don't know how to start, and sometimes you might not even need that that bigger credit repair thing. Sometimes your situation can be something that we can do that don't cost nothing. Call me. Let's talk about it. Let's look at your budget. Let me see how you work your money. And if you're allowing your money to work for you, that's a difference. Sometimes we can waste money in places where it's not as bad as you think. So let's talk about it. Now, if it's something that's a little deeper than what I can handle, I have my resources that I already got them lined up. I called them before today to let them know what we was finna do. So I'm ready for you. I have them waiting in the back on backstage. They waiting. So
Mhm.
call. Let's talk about it. Let's see what your situation is. And then let me see where I need to send you. I do that with loans. The financial institutions, everybody offers different types of programs. Sometimes people will say, "Oh, we all have the same thing." No, they don't. They don't all have the same thing. The credit scores are different based on the different financial institutions. What each one can do. Different ones deal with different types of credit. So you have to talk to the professional. Then I can decide which one is going to be best for you. Everybody's different, just like your thumb, your fingerprints, all different. So your social security number is different. And you have to trust me. That's another one of our problems. We don't want to talk to people. We don't want to you want me to help you, but you want to tell me the story. See, I can't help you if you don't talk to me. You got to tell me your story. I'm not trying to get in your business.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to help you with your business.
because that's the
I
worst. That's the worst thing you run into. Because I did mortgages too. I did loans, so I did both sides of it. That the people come in and they pay you for that, to run their credit, and they tell you, "Oh yeah, I got good credit. I ain't got nothing bad on my credit." And then you run their credit, and you seeing a whole list of stuff, and you hoping that it's something that ain't supposed to be on there or something. But 9 times out of 10, oh yeah, I forgot about that phone bill. I never did pay it. So it's important that we even start off before you even call a real estate agent. Go ahead and check your credit yourself. There's so many different avenues where you can check your credit. And like you said, Tonya, it be small stuff on there that you can take care of yourself, that you don't even need to call anybody to help you to repair it. But we be I guess people think, well, they gonna run it and they ain't gonna see it or they gonna overlook it. No, it's not gonna happen. And,
It's there, baby. It
and,
ain't going nowhere. It's stuck. You
and what
stuck like Chuck.
Yeah, and what you said about different companies offering different products, and I don't know if people understand how it worked. Like when I was doing mortgage, doing loans, the people would come in and based on their credit score and income, we had a different set of criteria that, okay, if they fall up under this, we can get them on this program or that program. And, sometimes you can squeeze people in, or sometimes it's just, I hate to say it, it's just some people you want to help them, but it ain't nothing you can do.
Crickets.
It ain't nothing you can do. I'm telling you, it's just
Bye, police.
and that's the hardest phone call to make, to call that person back and let them know, hey, it ain't.
They know what was on their credit.
Well,
Now
I mean,
gone.
It was some of them that probably didn't know all of the stuff that was on there.
They mama them put it on there.
Yeah, somebody put it on there. When you see them light bills and stuff like that, you have to be like, yeah, she might didn't do that or whatever. But more than likely.
But it's so crazy though, Daryl. It'd be crazy because it's like they think is invisible. I mean, I just tell the people, look, y'all, it's on there. They gonna see it. I don't care what your credit say. I don't care how much money you got in the bank. That don't have nothing to do with me. My job is to help you to get to where you want to be. And then when the lender give us that letter that say pre-approved, that's what I want to see. See, the loan officer, I tell people all the time, your loan officer, that's who handle your money. Yeah, they gonna see what's in your bank account, your 401k. They might want to know what color underwear you had on last night, who you slept with, all that kind of stuff. But that's just the business. You get frustrated. Well, they asked me that already. They want me to give it to them again. Well, just give it to them. Do you want the house or not? See, it's some sacrifices. Sometimes we have to learn to make sacrifices, y'all. You can't just wake up, I want to buy a house, and then you think these folks are gonna give you 100,000, 200,000, and you don't, you got to prove yourself in a relationship. I tell folks, when we become in a relationship, I become your agent. We're married. We're married. That means we got to communicate. You got to talk to me, and I got to talk to you. We got to be open. Now, once we get to the closing table and y'all give you these keys, when you call me and invite me to your house, then I'm coming. I don't come just show up on your door, but at the end of the day, you got to be honest with us. You got to be open in order for us to get you to where you want to be. I know I say that this is a ministry, and I know I say that my husband, got my back, but at the end of the day, I don't want to do this for free. I do want to be successful. Thank God, I've been here for 18, 19 years. So I'm skillful and I know how to help you. So trust me to help you. I don't care about all that other stuff. Don't get in your feelings or be worried about she gonna know this about me, or do people you went to school with? Because I'm sure a lot of my Treadwell Eagle sisters and brothers are online watching us. And I just want y'all to know that I'm not judging you based on whatever. I want to help. We want to build family wealth. We want to be able to leave a legacy for our children and grandchildren and great grandchildren. And all of that can start with real estate. If you ever pay attention to the rich people that got money or what have you, they own real estate. Yeah. I just bought my first piece. of rental property. Thank God I paid $25,000 for it. And so now I'm in the process of rehabbing it, doing some work to it. It took me a while to feel comfortable to do that, to step out on faith and do that. But it's the same thing. I had those same emotions that you're gonna have as a buyer, going through that process, even though I own a home, but this is an investment property. So but I'm here. I'm here to guide you. I'm not gonna tell you something that I don't know. I tell my folks, I ain't telling you what I read or what I heard. I'm telling you what I know based on experiences.
Right.
So
And,
I
and
thank
then
God that I'm able to help you.
I got some more questions I can ask, but we almost at the hour mark, and we like to try to end the show right at an hour. Tonya, we appreciate you coming on. We hope someone learned something today, and we definitely want to bring you back to answer some more questions that people might have. And Terry, you got anything else? Real quick, because we
No,
got 2 minutes.
no, everything to
Let
me.
me add one more thing. I'm sorry. We talked about a lot of stuff. I had some little notes. Now, self-employed people, there's a lot of people that are self-employed. You can buy a house too. Okay? Right now we have a program for self-employed people. You just have to have a 12-month bank statement and you have to have some reserves now. You gotta have a little change, put to the curb. But you can buy a house. So in the past, it has been difficult for people like me, self-employed people. But what they go by is your bank statements. Just depositing your money in the bank. You can't keep it in the box under your mattress or in your pocket.
Mhm.
You gotta put it in a bank account.
Yeah, as long as you can show some money, you can make some stuff happen.
Yeah, as long as you show you're responsible. That's
Oh yeah.
what responsible people do. So
So
let's
another,
hang together.
before I forget, because I hadn't shot out my guy in a while, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow to Jonathan C. Smith and Crew Essential AF podcast, Sundays at 6 p.m. I listen to them every Sunday. Them guys always have me tripping. Uh uh, Funny guys, all of them funny. And I don't forget Sabrina. No, Camel Toe, that's what she go by. Hilarious. Tonya, again, thanks for being on the show. We
Yeah,
Thank
appreciate you.
we definitely want to have you back. In
Thank
case anybody's wondering, Sharita had to run. That's why she's not on the show right now. She had something that she had to go take care of, but we want to send a big shout out to her. But with all of that being said, we
Can
were in
can you see me now?
Hey guys,
Thank y'all in the clutch. Thank you for
great show,
having me. This has
great
been
show.
a blessing.
Can't wait to have you back again. We gonna fit you in some kind of way. If we have to do an extra show, we're gonna definitely get you back on.
Yeah, very interesting and very informative to the public. So that's what we try to do, and that's what this show was today. So again, we appreciate you.
So you guys hold on. Fans out there, we're out of here.